I'm MJ, and this is MJ Does Movies. So this week I'm going to be reviewing Lights Out, which stars Teresa Palmer and Gabriel Bateman and is directed by David Sandberg. Lights Out is based on that little short film that's been floating around where the girl clicks the light on and off and there's a monster in the corridor. It's been a huge success on the internet, and so I guess it was only a matter of time before someone tried to make a full-length feature film out of it. But, as is sometimes the case, is taking something so short and trying to stretch it out to a feature really worth doing? So the film is about a little kid, and his mum keeps talking to someone in the middle of the night, and she keeps referring to this girl called Diana. The kid gets called in by social services and there's no one to pick him up, so his estranged sister who left home years ago turns up, and this kid hasn't been sleeping because he keeps seeing Diana in his house. And this sets off a whole lot of memories with his sister about how she used to see this thing when she was a kid. She thinks that she imagined it, but now that her little brother's seeing it, she realises there may be more truth to it, and there's a huge connection to her mother. And that's basically the setup for the film. And the idea is that this thing can only move in the darkness. And so to stay alive, they have to stay in the light. Whoa. First of all, I'm going to talk about the bad points, and I'll talk about the good points, and then I'll talk about the film overall, and that's how it's done. I don't really have that many bad things to say about this film, because for a short film stretched out into a feature, it works pretty well. But you might remember a little film called Darkness Falls. Lights Out follows Darkness Falls logic exactly the same way, much to a fault. The amount and level of light is completely inconsistent of where this thing can travel. The higher build character you are, the longer you can stay in the dark without getting nom 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 nom. If you're an extra, you're fucked. Like, that's it. If you've just walked in as a bit part, it's over for you. So that's the film's biggest problem, is that kind of doesn't understand its own logic, or its own logic is really convenient for when it needs to be. But that's really the only major problem I had with it. Let's talk about the good points. It was well paced, it's only 80 minutes long, so there was no lull in it. The whole thing was very tight. It was fairly scary. There were a couple of jump scares. I jumped twice during the film, and there were these really cheap, cheaty scares where everything's really quiet and you're not really concentrating on the fact that there's going to be a scare or anything. Like, there's a big loud noise and I was like, oh, whoa. And then realised, like, but there was nothing there to scare me really. But everything else was kind of done very well, you know. There wasn't enough of like a creep factor for me. I think the best kind of horror is when you're kind of looking at the screen kind of going like, oh my god. And there wasn't a lot of that. It was more, you know, walking around in the dark. Where is it? Oh, that light's gone out, that light. The light convenience kind of took a lot of creep factor out of that, because then I was questioning the logic quite a lot. But I mean, aside from that, it's a really good film. It's got some great performances. I wouldn't say it's going to keep you awake at night, but all in all, I think that it's a pretty successful mainstream horror film. So if you like horror movies, go check out Lights Out, and also if you like this video, please like and subscribe below, and until next time, don't say goodbye, just say good journey. And if you like this video, you can watch some more right here, right now. Lights on, lights off. Lights on, lights off. Lights on, lights off.